I guess we're watching video 70. Happy Monday, everyone. It's the first Monday of May, which means we have an entire month behind us to go over data. So I'm going to be comparing April 2018 with 2019, and we're going to be looking at supply and demand. So that's units entering the market, units that went under contract, and units that sold. We're going to be looking at median price points, so of those properties that went under contract and did eventually sell. And of course, we're going to be talking about my favorite expired listings and days on market. So if you're ready, we're jumping right in. To keep things consistent for you, I use the same search that covers the entire county over the last 12 months to include all residential property priced between $200,000 and $600,000. We're in the spring market, so there's no surprise that we've seen an increase in new listings enter the market in April by 3.3%. And when looking at all available listings, we have seen an increase in April to April by 5.6%. And I'm not surprised that we've seen an increase in properties go under contract in April, but I am surprised at the difference between April of this year when looking at April of last year that we saw a 29.1% increase. And it's important to understand that most of these properties will be closing in May and June, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Nothing demonstrates the cyclical nature of the real estate market like sold units. So as you can see, it cranked up from January and into February and into March, and now in April, we had a 13.6% increase in sold listings, and I'm predicting that these numbers are going to increase leading into May and then June. When looking at the median price of for sale listings, we have seen a 3% decrease when looking at April of last year to April of this year. Basically, this means that sellers are being more realistic about their listing price and they're entering the market a little bit more aggressively. The median asking price is right around $305,000. This metric here shows the median price for properties that went under contract after perhaps a reduction was implemented, bringing the median price for under contract properties up from last year by 2.6% to $292,500. And this metric is really interesting because over the last 12 months, you can see the difference almost tighten up between those for sale listings and the properties that go under contract. And this is reflective of price. And year over year, this is the metric that we like to track to give us terms of appreciation. So when looking at April of last year, we did see a decrease at 0.5%, but I'm predicting next month we will see those numbers increase. This metric seems to hover between 5 and 6%, and it shows the amount of negotiation window that listings have for buyers. We saw nearly a 10% increase when looking at days on market when comparing April to April, leaving us at 68 days on the market as of April 2019. And you already know my favorite. So these expired listings increased almost 100% when looking at April of last year to April 2019. More than likely, these were listing agreements that were executed in the later months of 2018, and they're now expiring. All right, guys, so lots of interesting data to take in, but my three biggest takeaways are as follows. So takeaway number one is we did see an increase in for sale listings, whether that's new or existing listings on the market. Those did not exceed 6%, but what was the best thing to see was under contracts increased by 29.1% when looking at April of last year. So that's telling me that the saturation that's out there or the amount of listings, this is really gonna help with. Takeaway number two is the expired listing increase. So it was almost 100% when looking at April of last year. To me, that means that those sellers that are just kind of fishing on the market and listing at aspirational prices, they're now being filtered out because their property hasn't sold and it's been 6 months or a year or however long their contract was and their listing expired. And number three, which is the best that we could have seen today, is the decrease in for sale listing prices. That decreased by 3%, which tells me that sellers are finally becoming realistic about the price, or they're listening to their real estate agent, or real estate agents are just becoming more knowledgeable. It could be all of it, I don't know, but it just means that sellers are now in the realm of reality. So there are my takeaways. There's the data. I've been on this for too long. You're probably sick of my face and I gotta go. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. And other than that, I will see you next Monday.